My only daughter left me. Part 1. The Last Goodbye. Have you ever felt lonely even when your heart was full of love? Have you ever waited for someone every single day, but they never came back? Today's story is emotional, powerful, and very close to real life. Many parents spend their whole life raising their children with love, sacrifice, and care. But sometimes, when children grow up, parents are left behind in silence. This story is not only for learning English. It is also a lesson about family, emotions, loneliness, and the importance of human connection. So stay with me till the end, because this story may touch your heart, make you emotional, and maybe even change the way you treat the people who love you. This is the story of a woman named Suman and her only daughter, Riya. Suman was 58 years old. She lived in a small apartment in a crowded city. Her husband had died many years ago in an accident, and since then, her whole world became her daughter. She worked day and night to raise Riya alone. She stitched clothes for neighbors, cooked food for small events, and sometimes even skipped meals to save money for her daughter's education. But she never complained, because every mother believes her child's happiness is her own happiness. Riya was smart, modern, and ambitious. She studied hard and finally got a big job in another city. The day Riya got the job, Suman cried with happiness. "My daughter will have a beautiful future," she told everyone proudly. But deep inside, she was also afraid of becoming alone. On the day Riya left home, Suman packed her favorite snacks carefully and fixed her daughter's hair one last time. "Call me every day," she said softly. Riya smiled while looking at her phone. "Yes, Ma. Don't worry." Then she left. Suman stood near the door long after the taxi disappeared from the road. The house suddenly became silent. Too silent. Part 2. Waiting for a phone call. First, everything felt normal. Riya called every night. She shared stories about her office, new friends, and busy city life. Suman listened happily for hours. But slowly, the calls became shorter. Then they became fewer. "Ma, I'm busy right now." "Ma, I'll call you later." "Ma, I have meetings." These sentences became common. Still, Suman never became angry. She always defended her daughter. "She is working hard," she told neighbors proudly. But every night, she secretly waited near the phone. Suman's life slowly became empty. The dining table had only one plate. The television played in the background just to break the silence. Sometimes she cooked too much food by mistake because her heart still believed her daughter was home. Then she would quietly place the extra food in the refrigerator with tears in her eyes. One evening, during a heavy rainstorm, Suman slipped in the kitchen and hurt her leg badly. The pain was terrible. Her neighbor helped her reach the hospital. "Should we call your daughter?" the doctor asked. Suman quickly shook her head. No. She is busy. That one word protected her daughter every time. Days passed. Riya still did not know her mother had been injured, because Suman never wanted to become a burden. Part 3. The Distance Between Hearts. Months later, Riya visited home for a festival after almost 1 year. Suman became excited like a little child. She cleaned the entire house, cooked all her daughter's favorite dishes, and even wore a beautiful sari after many months. When Riya entered the house, Suman hugged her tightly. But something felt different. Riya looked distracted. Her eyes stayed on her phone most of the time. Even during dinner, she kept texting friends and checking social media. Suman tried to talk happily. "Do you remember how you used to dance in this room as a child?" Riya smiled lightly but did not listen carefully. "Ma, life is different now," she said. That sentence hurt more than she realized. Late that night, Suman heard Riya talking to a friend on the phone. "Honestly, sometimes I feel trapped when I come home," Riya whispered. Suman froze outside the room. Her heart broke silently. She walked back to her room slowly and sat alone in darkness. For the first time in her life, she felt like a stranger in her own daughter's world. The next morning, Riya left quickly. "Take care, Ma. I'll visit again soon." But soon never came. Days became months. Months became years. The distance between them was no longer about cities. It was about hearts. Part 4. The letter that changed everything. One winter morning, Suman became seriously sick. Her body had grown weak, and living alone became difficult. The doctor advised complete rest. That evening, she sat near the window holding an old photo album. There were pictures of little Ria smiling, laughing, sleeping in her mother's lap, celebrating birthdays, and holding Suman's hand tightly. Suman smiled through tears. Then she slowly wrote a letter. Not a letter of anger, not a letter of blame, but a letter full of love. In the letter, she wrote, "My dear Ria, I know life is busy. I know you are working hard for your dreams. I am proud of you every single day. I never wanted expensive gifts or a big house from you. I only wanted your time. Do you remember when you were little and afraid of darkness? You would hold my hand and sleep peacefully. Now I am old, and sometimes I am afraid too. But your hand is no longer here. Still, I want you to know something important. A mother's love never becomes smaller because of distance. Even if you forget to call, I still pray for your happiness every night. Take care of yourself, Beta. Your Ma." She placed the letter inside an envelope and kept it near her bed. A few days later, Suman's condition became worse. The neighbors finally informed Ria. When Ria arrived at the hospital, fear filled her heart. Her strong mother suddenly looked weak and fragile. The doctor handed her the letter quietly. Ria read every word with shaking hands. Tears rolled down her face uncontrollably. For years, she thought she was building a successful future. But now she realized she had slowly left behind the person who loved her the most. Part 5. A new beginning. That night, Ria sat beside her mother's hospital bed, holding her hand tightly. "Ma, I'm sorry," she cried softly. "I was so busy running after life that I forgot the person who gave me life." Suman opened her tired eyes slowly, and even after all the loneliness and pain, she smiled gently. Because mothers forgive before children even ask. After Suman returned home, Ria made a life-changing decision. She started spending more time with her mother. She called every morning and every night. Sometimes they cooked together. Sometimes they simply sat quietly and drank tea. And slowly, the empty house became warm again. One evening, while sitting near the balcony, Suman looked at her daughter and smiled. "You came back," she whispered. Ria held her mother's hand tightly. "Yes, Ma. This time, I'm really here." Dear listeners, this emotional story teaches us something very important. In today's busy world, people run after money, success, and social media attention. But during this race, many forget the people waiting quietly at home. Parents do not always ask for expensive things. Sometimes they only want one phone call, one conversation, one moment of love. Never wait for hospitals, regret, or loneliness to remind you about family. Because one day, the people who wait for you may not be there anymore. And always remember, the world may give you success, but only family gives you unconditional love. Thank you so much for listening to this emotional English story. I hope this story helped you learn simple English, emotional expressions, and an important lesson about love and family. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more emotional and meaningful English learning stories. Your support helps more learners improve their English while listening to powerful human stories. See you in the next story. Until then, take care of your loved ones, because love becomes most valuable when it starts disappearing.